Okay, what's up, everybody? This is Jim Fro from Ready Check Pull. I'm here with your boy Zach Zachi. What's up, Zax?
What's up?
So we do this thing here called the Ready Check Pull podcast. We do it every Friday at 3 live, and then we repost it for Saturday on all the other platforms. So what do you want to talk about today, my dude?
Wait, is this real or is this like a trial run?
No. This is it.
Oh, hey. All right. So this week.
What happened?
In WoW this week, obviously the big news is that little Shadowlands Developer update thing. Little tiny, tiny thing we had. Yeah, dude, there's a lot going on. Apparently, they had this big thing on Wednesday that we covered. We reacted to it live and all that kind of stuff. So we were just wanting to recap it a little bit on here. But they had that big thing from Ian and John Haidt and all that, talking about Shadowlands stuff. And then apparently some content creators got like private access to a beta. So they're
not us.
Not us. And then they put out a bunch of videos and stuff of like giving us more information on everything. And then those same people all got like private interviews with developers and stuff like that. So there's just been a ridiculous amount of information that just came out in the past couple days.
Yep.
Kind of hard to digest all of it. But that's just making me more excited for Shadowlands, dude. I just want to play.
Yeah, well, good thing is next week, dude, imagine since they're going into beta, they forget to give us a key, and we just don't get access to beta. But we had alpha this whole fucking time, dude. That would suck so bad.
Wait, that could wait a second.
Yeah, we got to make sure that we talk to our contactees,
Wait. Yeah. But yeah, so beta's next week apparently. Probably. I mean, apparently they do stuff on Wednesdays, so I think closed beta is going to start next Wednesday. What is that? July 15th, I'm guessing. So I guess they're going to be sending people out invites, probably particular people, just open it up a little bit. I don't know when they're going to start like giving streamers and whatever like keys to give away and all that kind of stuff. Maybe that'll be like way later. But I don't know. Be aware.
You think they're going to do you think they're going to do the big drop thing? Twitch drops like Valorant did?
Be kind of cool, but I feel like they might be kind of stuck in their ways. They just have a way that they've been doing it and it works, so yeah, they'll keep doing it. Because it's kind of like streamers basically do the drops themselves in a way. So I don't know.
Word. All right. So
cool. Like automated. That'd be kind of cute.
What's all the stuff that's going to be coming on Wednesday? So like we know that right now our level cap is 58. Wait, no, it's not. I'm 59. Yeah, I'm 59 on a character. So
yeah, it's like you can't get 60. Yeah.
So I think they're bumping that up to 60. So we'll actually be able to go fully through. We're going to be able to right on Wednesday, I think, transfer our characters over. Yeah, which I'm not looking forward to, but
yeah, I got kind of lost on that. So like I said, there's a character wipe, so it's just everybody starting fresh, and they said they want to be able. Yeah, which kind of sucks, but they're just template characters, so it is what it is. And then you're gonna be able to copy your character from BFA, supposedly, so that you get like the real leveling and experience, all experience, that type of thing.
What am I gonna do, dude? Because I'm like digging I'm not. All right, this is gonna sound real weird coming from me, and this is probably not true, but I'm saying it right now anyways. Like I'm actually enjoying the base UI. Like isn't that crazy, dude? Like I'm liking the fact. I know. I'm liking the fact that like I hop on a new character and like everything just works.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, yeah, maybe they might not allow add-ons still. I don't know. They might just say fuck
that
would be for a while.
That would be good. Dude, that had me, by the way, that keeps me up at night. Like I've been thinking about this. The whole UI bullshit. Like I wanna be able to customize my UI and make it super sweet, but then I'm like, I also want it to instantly work like it does with everything.
Every spec, yeah. No issue.
So
yeah. It's a weird one. But I mean, I don't know if you're gonna be able to make like, template problem. Characters still, or if you'll be able to make template characters still, or you have to character transfer and like.
Oh no, that would suck because if you can't, how do you test shit out if you then you'd have to level from fucking 50 to 60 every time? That would suck dick.
I don't get what's going on there. But beta next week, that's gonna be sick. Hopefully we get to do more dungeons and test more stuff and go into the mall. More people
is always better.
Like, I think the mall is gonna be out. Like you're actually level 60. You get to go mess around there, so that'll be cool to see.
Go shopping at the mall.
Yeah, we'll probably get more. What is it? One last dungeon. So we'll have all the dungeons, all the specs, all the classes. Yep. Maybe we'll get like covenant abilities in dungeons. Ooh, I didn't even think about that till just now. Maybe we'll be able to like pick a covenant.
Oh yeah,
and press the ability in the dungeon, dude. That'd be sick. That'd be like that even would more be sick.
He did mention that starting Wednesday, you're going to be able to start from 50, go through all the covenant bullshit, and test all the whole thing as if it's a real experience. So you're probably right,
dude. If I get to test covenant abilities on dummies, I'll see you in a week.
True.
I gotta update my whole spreadsheet.
God damn it! Yeah, you're gonna have to make a whole new one. That's why
I'm gonna have to make 4 characters to test all the.
Oh no!
Just like in live, just like in Shadowlands. If I want to play a mage, I'm gonna have to make 4 mages.
Oh no!
let's.
You're gonna do that.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, that's what people are saying. No, that's like you.
That's what like Preach and whoever like the top players are saying. Like, man, it's looking like in Shadowlands, I might have to make 4 of the same character because you can't swap covenants, dude. But what if I need to swap covenants?
You can. Stop saying can't.
Yeah.
So check it. This is let's break that down real quick, okay? So first off, you have character 1 who is a Venthyr. You can do a quest line that takes like 10 minutes to switch over and have all your gear, all the progression that you've had, whatever. Or you can have a completely new character to have. Come on, it's way easier to switch the covenant than it is to level a whole new character.
No. The point is, I'm not talking about beta. I'm talking about live, right? I'm talking about Shadowlands.
Yeah. I know.
So you'll be able to go from, you choose Kyrian, then you're like, never mind, I want to be Venthyr. Then you're like, wait, actually, I want to go back Kyrian. That is when you get fucked.
No, like, he said it. It's a little quest line.
No, when you go from Kyrian to Venthyr for the first time,
yes,
that's fine. When you leave Kyrian the first time, that's okay. That's the quick one. But when you want to go back to Kyrian at some point, that's when they fuck you. They say, no, you left, bro. No, you don't. No, that's gonna cost you.
No, he literally, dude, I got to find the exact quote. He literally said that to go back to a covenant that you already left is going to be a quest line, which is just to stop people from instantly switching. So if you want to switch from Mythic Plus to raids, you got to have to go through a quest line first, which is going to stop people from doing it. What up, Sai?
You're lacking critical information, dude.
No, I was listening, bro. You tuned out. You tuned out of the whole thing. I'm telling you right now. Here, hold on.
Every interview.
All right, keep bringing up your points. I'm gonna look up this stuff. I'm finding it.
All right, dude. But yeah, anyway, you won't be able to change your covenant like.
Oh, you can't talk about that. You fucking.
But even if you are able to change it, there's like progression systems within the covenant, so like you'll lose progress within like toward your covenant, even if you can change it with a quest line, which you can. So you'll lose progress. You'll be behind, and you have to grind to, kind of to get your covenant back up to where it was beforehand. So like you're not even really back to where you were instantly. So I don't know, dude. People are talking about having to have 4 characters, and that kind of talk really, really worries me, because that was like some Legion stuff where it's like, well, I gotta have a bunch of mages because there's a chance that I don't get the right legendary. Time to multi-box.
Yeah, that was true.
That's how you. Yeah, that's how you become a good raider, is by multi-boxing and having a mage with every covenant. That's just skeeves me out, man. That's even a thought. I don't know if it's gonna be, maybe that's not what it's gonna be, but it's got me worried, bro.
Yeah, no, I feel the concern, because if it is the worst that everyone is assuming that it could be, then that would be fucking terrible. I'm just on the camp where right. I don't think it's going to be the worst that everyone's assuming that it could be. I don't think it's going to be that, like, if you want to change your covenant, that it's going to cost you 200,000 gold, 3 weeks of your time and your firstborn, Like, yeah. I don't think it's actually going to be that. I think it's going to be like, you can switch, but we just don't want you to switch constantly because that's ridiculous. So we're going to make it so that it takes a long time to do that, or a little bit of time to do that.
I think you might be hoping that that's true and not.
I am hoping as well. Yeah, for sure.
Because what they're saying is not that.
He said it in the thing.
Yeah, a lot of people said not that in a lot of things. A lot of interviews there, everybody's saying, no, you cannot switch back to your covenant easily. No. That's a common theme. And that's what everybody, if you watch streams, if you keep up with this kind of stuff, that's probably what you're noticing. Everybody and their mother arguing about covenants. Even me and Jim, dude, we just got done with a big argument. We should have been on the podcast, but we just.
He's not lying.
It's a controversial thing, man. Like, it's something that it's going to affect everybody in different ways and all that. So we kind of wanted to.
What's the best case scenario in your head with this?
I don't even know, to be honest, because
the best case is they just allow you to switch the abilities and all the shit freely. That's your best case, but that's not going to happen. So,
well, what's unfortunate is that, I'm like, if you can't switch anything, that I don't like that. If you can switch everything whenever you want, that's better, but I also don't want that, because that's like Simcraft City. So I'm in a weird spot where it's like, I don't know how they're going to do it, dude. And no matter how I look at it, it has me worried. But of course, like, I would rather be able to switch this stuff ultimately. If I had to choose, I don't want to be stuck with one covenant ability when the other one's better in a certain situation. Like, that's just going to ruin my day. And that's where you end up with having 4 mages, 4 druids, whatever. You feel like you have to have 4 things because you can't swap. That's the very last thing I want in the game. So being able to swap, of course, I think is going to be better for how I play the game and for everybody that I know, I think.
Okay, real quick. I just posted. I'm not going to watch it and watch through it because we're talking right now. That would be extremely fucking rude.
40-minute interview.
Listen, it's in the first 10 minutes, right? I'm just saying, I posted it in our Discord channel. I posted it in the chat. I'm just saying, if there's anyone out that has nothing to do right now, just look for the part where he says that you're going to have to do a little quest to get back into the covenant. And that's where he said it. I'm not going to look for it because I would love to be in this conversation. But he did say that. He really did. Like, he said it almost word for word, that there will be a quest so that you have to complete to get back into the covenant that you were in before. What that means is how long that quest is. He doesn't really specify, but I think it really is. That is the stopgap. That is like him trying to just say, we don't want you to be at a raid boss and you can switch your covenant. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Right. Regardless of if that's good or bad, we can talk about that. I'm just saying, like, that he did say that is the quest line. Anyways, about the switching, I feel that we've talked about this, Zax, but I'm going to repeat it for the Strem. Is that there's the 2 options, right? There's it can be extremely complex, so that there is. I'm talking about the soul binds right now. So it can be extremely complex, so that whatever one you pick, it doesn't matter because they all have an insane amount of complexity that then makes it fucking too hard to even want to change. Even if you could change, you're like, I'm not going to I don't want to look at 12 freaking trees and different, times what? 15 different abilities you can pick and all that. That would be insane to try to figure out what you actually want to choose at that point. So then it's just like, set it and forget it, and now all I got to really worry about is, does my covenant ability, is it good for what I'm trying to do? And then also is like the conduits that I'm picking to put into my soul binds, the relics, are those good or whatever? That's one side of it where it's like it might be so complex that it doesn't matter. Then there's the other side that if it is that complex and it doesn't matter, but one person finds, because of Warcraft logs, finds the exact combo that means that they're 10% better than every other demon hunter. Like one demon hunter finds that they're 10% better than every other demon hunter. Then that's where it starts to become a big fucking problem. Because if they find one path, which is very possible, that is just so extremely better than the others, then it's like everyone's going to go to that covenant. They're going to have to balance it. Now people wasted their time and all that other bullshit. I think that it's going to go more towards the direction of there's 3 options per covenant that you can choose from. And I think each 3 of those are going to be balanced with each other. Now, the abilities are separate. I think it's easy for them to balance those 12 abilities those 4 abilities.
Yeah, right.
It's not that difficult to do 4 abilities per spec. But but I do feel like if they're just like, all right, so there's 1 damage, 1 survival, and then 1 utility. That's not that hard to have all the damage ones roughly equal out to be the same. All the utility roughly equal out to be the same. Defensive survivability, whatever, roughly equal out to be the same. I don't think that's too difficult. I think I'm gonna give Blizzard the benefit of the doubt that they learned from past mistakes. They learned that Azerite was a fucking trash can. They learned that the way you acquired legendaries was real bad. As well as I know, they have been more willing to admit fault and change things in the Shadowlands Alpha than we've ever seen Blizzard be able to do.
This is true.
But do you want to explain it? I don't know if you wanted to go over that thing. Did you want to?
Yeah.
All right.
I want to back up. I want to back up.
Pedal it back, dude. I'm here. I'm all ears.
I want to back up so that everybody's on the same page with what's going on here. So most people probably kept up with that if they've been keeping up with everything that's going on. But if you're kind of unaware or you're confused, I'm gonna try to summarize this whole covenant issue that is going on in the WoW community. I'm gonna try to explain it without being biased because I definitely fall on one side more than the other.
Yeah.
All right.
Casual.
Here we go. All right. It's kind of a pre-written thing, so I'll try to feed through it. All right. Blizzard always has to draw a line with like swappability in the game. That's not a word, but you know what I mean. Like the readiness to be able to swap something. They always have to decide. You can either swap this or you can't. So like right now and how the game has been for a long time, you can change your spec, your talents, and your gear freely, like pretty much whenever you want. That stuff's just like you have to use a tome or you have to be out of combat, stuff that makes sense. This makes sense to everybody. It's like, cool, I can change my stuff. It would feel really bad. It would feel horrible to not be able to change those things.
What things?
The specs, the talents, the gear, all that stuff. Not being able to change that stuff, between raid bosses, that would feel bad. I think like pretty, unanimously. But on the other hand, there's things that you can't change. So you can't change your class freely, and you can't change your race of the race of your character. So, and that kind of makes sense to everybody because it would be kind of ridiculous to be able to change your entire class between raid bosses. Like that's just I can't even like fathom that. It would also feel horrible for that to be the case because you'd feel like you always have to change your character, like something so fundamental. You have to change it forever. It's just like that would be ridiculous. So of course you shouldn't be able to change your class, and it also from more of like a lore perspective or whatever, you shouldn't be able to just change your character's race willy-nilly. Like that's just kind of weird. So it makes sense. There's things that it makes sense to be able to change, and it makes sense for you to not be able to change. And pretty much everybody accepts those things. It's like that stuff just makes sense. Sort of obvious. But now if you dig a little deeper, like in BFA, for instance, you can't change your spec, your talents, or your gear during a Mythic Plus. So like normally you can, but when you're in the middle of a Mythic Plus, you can't change that stuff. You used to be able to in Legion. It created some gameplay that Blizzard didn't like, and now you can't. This whole thing kind of makes sense to most people. You know, it's like, okay, yeah, changing between trash packs like that in a Mythic Plus, like that's kind of a lot. That's kind of a lot going on, being able to change all that stuff. So it makes sense to most people, but there's a, small elite community of like MDI key pushing type people, right, that really hate not being able to swap that stuff. So Blizzard already they drew a line in the sand, and they're already in kind of a gray area. Most people are cool with it, but there are people who hate it. But ultimately, like, there's not that many people that hate it, and they don't hate it enough to where it's like, ultimately it's a positive change for the game, and from their point of view and from the community, like nobody's really outraged about it. But then, so we're in a gray area, but it's okay. But then you get to something like Azerite gear in BFA, which has a lot of issues on its own. But just talking about this, for example, you can change your Azerite, like the traits on your gear. You can choose different ones on the same piece. You can change it, but for some reason now you have to, every time you change it, you have to pay more and more gold, an ever increasing amount of gold. It's like exponential how much gold you have to pay every time you change it. And not being able to change that for free really sucks for like a lot of players, like a lot, really bad. A lot of players it doesn't affect at all. They don't care. They only have to pay like 20 gold when they do it sometimes. But for some players, it's like ridiculous how much gold they feel like they have to, pay. And so that's like kind of a negative outcome on the game. It feels like that's a lot of pain and misery for like a lot of players of the game. So that's just them drawing like a soft line in the sand. You can change it, but it costs gold. It's like that's a soft decision that they made. So it's kind of rough. They drew a soft line in the sand of swapping something, and it ended up really bad. That wasn't even like a hard you cannot change, or like it takes forever to change. So now in Shadowlands, they're introducing this covenant system, these 4 covenants, which they're awesome. Like it's a sick idea. Like I love that idea. It's dope. But they're introducing it with a hard line of you will not be able to swap them freely. Not between raid bosses. When you swap, it's a commitment. Like you are swapping for the week or the month or whatever, like you're really committing to swapping. So that's a hard line. You cannot swap freely. And so the community now, with this information and trying to, all this information coming out, the community is trying to figure out if that's good or not. So do these covenant things, do they fall into the class and race category of changing things, where it makes sense that like you shouldn't really be able to change that stuff? Or does it fall into the spec, talents, and gear category of changing things, where it's like, man, I wish I could change that? It's kind of unclear how many people are on each side of the issue. Like certain people like it, certain people hate it, that kind of thing. I don't know, maybe it's like 50-50 right now. I don't know. There seems to be like a decent split. But there's a lot of argument about this going on. And kind of unfortunately, the correlation seems to be that it's like it's pitting more casual players against more hardcore players. So like there's like a clear there's like a clash going on of like how people play the game, and that's kind of rough for the community right now. But you're gonna hear a lot of people talking about this whole idea, and the points that they're presenting are gonna get real confusing, and they're talking about balancing and giving ideas and whatever. But ultimately, at the end of the day, the arguments always boil down to this like simple thing: are covenants, are they such a fundamental thing, like your class or your race, that it would be bad for the game to be able to swap between them? Or does it feel like when you have the covenant thing and you want to switch, does it feel too terrible that you can't swap, that that's also bad for the game in like a different way? So they're trying to decide, is it bad for the game, or is it worse for the game which way? So I don't know. People are split for sure, but maybe there's a middle ground kind of thing that Blizzard can find. Maybe there's some miracle solution where it like appeases both people. They haven't done too well with middle grounds in the past, but that's why it's beta, right? They're looking for feedback. They're apparently listening to everything we're saying, and like they're kind of crushing it with feedback. So, you know, we gotta help them out, right?
So,
but this is gonna be a big debate for a long time. But there's my explanation, my diatribe right there. All right, hopefully everybody kind of gets what's going on.
Okay. By the way, great job, dude. Sped through that easy peasy. What makes you think that if Blizzard is listening as well as they've been, why would they take a hard line on this? Because it's obviously not laziness. It's obviously not a willingness to change things. Like, what could it be? Like, why would they?
I have a theory. All
right, go ahead.
So they're initially taking a hard line on it, saying like you can't swap. They're starting there, and then maybe they change because they know like eventually they can just be like, never mind. You know, you guys are freaking out about it. Just never mind. But if they start, because it's something that they want, you know, it's like they want you to have an impactful choice and like feel like you're really part of a covenant, like you're ingrained into it and like you like it, it's your thing, it's your identity, like your class and your spec. That's what they want you to feel. But if they started with like you can switch them freely and then they wanted to change that later, there is no way in hell that they'd be able to like make it unchangeable later. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
People would lose their minds. They wouldn't even consider it. Like the fact that you started being able to change it and then they took it away. People would freak out. So I feel like they're just doing it. They're starting here because it's immediately lost if they don't start here. So maybe they can find a way to accomplish both things this way.
Do you think they would end up, if they do make a change, do you think it's going to be, all right, we're going to keep it the way it is, but just everyone can soul bind with anyone? It doesn't really matter. Or do you think that they would do something where it's just like, you can go through all the Venthyr shit, you're a Venthyr, and then you can go through all the Kyrian shit and be a Kyrian, and like it's literally just like kind of like what zone do you decide to, you know, represent today?
Right.
And what if it was a daily cooldown? Would that still be shit?
For me, yeah. Because I want to switch between raid bosses, right? Like, or like I get done with the raid, now it's time for my Mythic Plus, and I want to switch between that. So like, and not me, but like if I did PvP earlier in the day, and then I want to switch for raid, and then I want to switch for Mythic Plus, like a daily thing wouldn't work.
What about the thing that I said earlier? That I'm just reading a little comment from Sai here. A little thing that I read or that I said earlier, which was that maybe they are very confident that they found a system that makes it balanced. Like they found a system where all the passives that you get throughout the soulbind trees, I'm not talking about the abilities yet because we'll get to those in a second, but like just the soulbind trees themselves, that they're equal enough to each other to like a really close margin, and they know this somehow, that you know they figured out some system that works to make them balanced, that they know that as soon as we start playing with them, we'll realize that there is no difference between them. It is an illusion of difference. Yeah.
So I'm of a very strong belief. We just talked about this, so it's kind of fresh in our minds, but I'm of a very, very strong belief that Blizzard can't do that. They just can't. I don't think anybody could do that, but especially Blizzard can't do it, considering their history with trying to balance stuff like that.
I feel like I could do it.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody probably feels like they could, but Blizzard, I don't know, dude. They're what do you call it? Their track history, whatever. Their history on this kind of thing is bad. Like,
so let me give you an example of the illusion that I'm talking about, right? Okay. So say someone every 30 seconds gets a 50% movement speed increase that pushes them every 30 seconds. If they go to 0 to the whole duration, they end up moving 15 yards more. And then another person gets a blink that is maybe on a bigger cooldown, but it roughly breaks down to every 30 seconds they would be going 15 yards.
Mm-hmm.
That's the illusion that I'm talking about, where it's like
the blink's way better.
Yeah, and
there's no illusion for me there.
So in that case, you're like, so the blink is better, but it's on a longer cooldown, and so you get to use it less often, and maybe since it is an instant getting from one place to another, that the other ability also, makes it so that you are freed from roots and snares or some shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. Or give something like, so if there is a system where they can put in, so it's like, all right, we're giving movement abilities now to soul binds, so we got to make sure that they're equal between whatever, and then they're just a little bit different enough to where they're not the same. So good.
I was gonna say, this is the exact kind of thing that they are terrible at doing.
Yeah, in the past, yeah.
So, maybe they can. Maybe they have a good formula for it, and maybe there's so many that there's so many options, and within each soulbind, and with the 3 that you have a choice from, like maybe it's just so like muddied that it's not even, doesn't even really matter. There's so many, they're all so like the same but like a little bit different that you just kind of choose the one you like. Maybe they get there. I don't know. There's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance?
Well, I just feel like there is a way to make that system work. Like giving someone 5% damage every 30 seconds is literally the same as giving someone 10% damage every minute.
So it's like it's not. It's like, doing a fight where ads spawn every 30 seconds, or they spawn every minute.
They even out to, they roughly over all different types of content, they even out to be the same.
Yeah, if you consider all different types of content, then like, I don't know, that's not a sim.
Mythic. I'm talking about all different types of bosses in a mythic raid, or like a mythic dungeon. Like you have a bunch of trash, but you also have bosses, and so like I feel like over the course of a dungeon, if they can make it so that they're roughly the same, I think that's not out of the realm of possibility.
Right, but at that point,
Twilight Devastation says otherwise. I get it. I get it.
If they're that similar, just make them like literally the same, or just a passive, like you always do 2% more damage. Like at some point,
then that's real fucking
being
boring.
Different, it just loses. It's already boring, but the fact that like it can be unbalanced too is like, why are you even do it? Well, like it's not even worth. It's not exciting, so it's not even worth the unbalance. I don't know. It's just like such a muddy thing. So like maybe there's some world where they have this like miracle cure for like people not feeling like they need to switch covenants. I don't see it.
Well, there are, like you said before, there are cases, like even in the talent classes and all that cases, like there are cases where you don't want people to switch, and Mythic Plus was one of them. If you go back back into the vanilla days, like I'm talking not classic, vanilla, where you would be able to change your talents in the middle of a fight, like that's not good. Like moving people in different, groups in the middle of a fight, or making sure that, this fucking shaman, when he has Wind Furies in this group, but when he doesn't, he's out of there. So you can put another shot. Like that shit is not good, obviously. And if they can make it so that so if they made it balanced, let's say if there was balance, you wouldn't be upset with having a little bit more single target, a little bit less AoE in some situations, as long as ultimately it becomes at the end of the dungeon, it's balanced. But they can't, you're saying they just can't fucking do that, so don't even try.
Yeah, they can't.
Okay.
I agree, because that's kind of how it is for like your racials, right? Like you play if you're a mage, if you're a fire mage, you play a troll. It's just the best one, like maybe there's one that's better in a very specific situation, but you play a troll because it's better overall, and you're just kind of hedging your bets, like it'll be better overall, so I'll roll with this one. But like somebody could roll a dwarf, that's a different whatever, but you roll a dwarf and it's like better in this fight only, and it's like I can live with that, I'm being better in a variety of, instead of just a niche case. So like if it gets to that point, it's like maybe, but they don't even have that with racials, man. And racials are supposed to be like the small thing. If you don't play a troll as a mage, you're trolling.
Oh, shut up, dude. Holy shit. And that's also not true, dude, because if I was if I was able to be a fucking a Tauren mage, dude, I would do it.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyhow, all right. So that's the one concern that people have. It's a very fucking. It's such a nuanced topic that it's like. I don't even know if we can offer much.
Where are you at? Where are you at right now?
Where am I at with it? All right.
Do you want to be able to change it or not?
I would like to not have to change it. Can I say that? I would like to not have to change it because I would like to be able to pick my thing and get immersed in my character, my covenant, the things that I'm doing for the covenant, and not have to change. If I have to change because it is so much better in different scenarios to be something else, then I would like to be able to change and not be stuck just being worse. So that's where I stand on it. I would like to not be able to change.
Yeah, I feel that. I think like deep down, everybody kind of feels that way. You know, it's like, yeah, that would be kind of cool. It would be like an RPG. You know, you don't have to. You get to pick the one that you like. That's how everybody, you know, deep down is like, yeah, it would be nice to be able to play whatever talents I want. You know, that would be kind of cool. I don't really like Serenity, so I want to play this other thing. And it's the same. It's just as good. And
I don't really like Spirit Bomb, so I've got to play. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. But Blizzard's history is really, really bad with that kind of thing. So it's like the wishful thinking with Blizzard gets you nowhere for a long time. Gets you nowhere. Like as a Windwalker, dude, I haven't changed my talents in years. Expansions, dude. I've been using the exact same talents.
As a Windwalker, dude, you left that class.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, speaking of balance, dude. Talking about not getting balance right.
Feral sucks. All right, so yes, I am a role player in disguise. Yes, I have little pieces of me that are filthy casuals where I do like to have the best mount that I can find. You know, I don't go overboard, but I would like to be able to play my covenant and be able to get into there and like actually immerse myself in the fantasy that is World of Warcraft. I have read a few of the books, okay? I don't fucking, you know, I'm not a lore nerd. I don't like go deep dive in all the lore and all the other shit. I don't achievement hunt and shit. But it would be nice if I could play a surface level RPG a little bit. Now, I know there's balance and all that stuff, but the solution to all this is don't put permanent decisions behind power, or don't put power behind permanent decisions. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. So that's really what it boils down to. Like
the middle ground.
Yeah. They could literally just say, well, Ouroboros is where you get to choose there's a big council in Ouroboros and you just go in and you're just like, yo, I want to connect with this bro. And this bro happens to be in the Venthyr. You get the Venthyr ability because of that. And anytime you want, you know, they're just all a big council in fucking Ouroboros, and you just get to choose which one you want. Mm-hmm. And but like you're part of the Venthyr, so you get that secondary ability, you know, like that teleport. But you get the main ability when you connect to a bro. I mean, I'd be cool with that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, where it's like you can change the power stuff freely, but the cosmetic, you know, like the fun stuff, the cute stuff, the party, the whatever, like
I'll be
that's
so good at making parties.
Change. It's like you got to commit. You got to commit to the Venthyr parties, bro, or else you're not invited. That makes sense. But when it's like you got to commit to the Venthyr covenant ability because of the parties, it's like, wait, what? Like,
wait a second. Yeah, no, I feel you.
Related.
I feel you. They just need to make a big council round. Maybe that. Oh, have you, bro? What if they're trying to say you have to pick your covenant, but then eventually they're like, all the covenants are going to come together and that's where you can pick. And they're trying to say, bro, it's coming down the line. Just let us fucking get it out. And they're like 8.1. This is part of 8.1. Well,
sort of ironically.
Oh shit! They could be doing that, man.
Well, that would be kind of cute, right? But sort of ironically, this is like kind of what happened in BFA. Was they introduced a system Azerite gear, and it was like terrible. It was like, man, why can't we switch? Why can't we trade? Why isn't there a vendor? And then they're like, yeah, just wait. You know, just deal with it. And then eventually they put in a vendor, and we're like, oh, finally, dude. It's like, wait, the vendor isn't even that good. What the? But it's like they fix it later. They introduce the shit, and then they fix it later. It's like, here's essences. They're not account wide. You have to PvP for them. Sucks. And then a year later they introduce echoes, and you're like, oh, okay. Well, this solution isn't great, but it's better than it was. It's like, okay, why wasn't that in there from the beginning, man? I just want them to get it right from the beginning, you know? I don't want to wait for the real Covenants. The one where you can switch. Just get it right. Listen to us in the beta testing. If it happens, you know, that 60% of the player base is like, nah, I want to be stuck with my Covenant. And it's only 40% that are like, nah, I want to switch. Then it's like, all right, I can live with it. We just don't get to switch. It is what it is. This is what people want in the game. But if there's just overwhelming feedback of like, we got to be able to switch this stuff, and they don't do it, I'd be surprised. But it's also like, man, they really died on this hill, huh? It's a weird one.
I don't like comparing BFA mechanics and features to anything else, because you could go down the rabbit hole of saying, listen, Torghast is okay right now, but what did they do to islands? Huh?
Yeah.
You know, you could go down that road. And I think that, so it's kind of interesting that in that interview that I linked a little earlier is that he also had mentioned that PvP between the Covenants is not going to be a thing. It's not good. It might be like little like Olympic style games where like you just do something to beat the other, whatever. But they don't hate each other. That leads me to believe that there might that could be a really fucking good reason why they're hammering down on this. We want you to be your Covenant because we're eventually gonna make it so everyone is part of the whole bros.
Oh, here we go. You're in conspiracy town now.
Yeah, but it's like that's possible. Any fucking way. All right.
Yeah, like
moving on from the fucking Covenants. Holy shit. It took us goddamn an hour almost.
Dude, and we're gonna be hearing it for the next years, dude. The entire expansion, I bet everybody's gonna be arguing about it should be locked or not. No, I want to be able to switch. It's like literally the entire expansion.
The reason why I stopped playing World of Warcraft is because I can't switch Covenants.
Exactly.
Oh my god, I'm gonna hear, dude. I heard that so much in Legion. I didn't get the right legendary, so I just quit. It's like, oh, shut the fuck up. You're gonna quit anyways. Boop bop a doop bop. I know who I'm talking to.
Dang, it's personal now.
I know who I'm talking to.
But yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of weird. This Covenant stuff sounds sick. And
all right, can we talk about the Covenants outside of the? Let's talk about some stuff outside of the ability shit. Right. Let's talk about instead of the soul binds.
I was gonna say it sounds dope. That's what I was gonna say. Is it sounds cool. There is a really cool aspect to this whole thing.
Yes, and I think ultimately it sounds pretty fucking sick to be able to like pick between like fucking creepy crawling your own abominations, dude. Like pouring some fucking stuff? What's that?
The Sanctum stuff?
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, the Covenant Sanctums, like being able to like creepy crawl your way to fucking make some fucking abominations and like pouring some potions together, and then you got to go like, you know, take fucking Illidan's left hip bone and like, you know, go and fucking make some shit like that. I think that's really cool, and like I think it's awesome like that if you're just one of those dudes who's just like, you know, I don't give a shit about building shit, dude. I'm not an engineer. Like, I don't want to throw a party. I don't care about any of this shit. I just want to kill shit. Then you go and, you know, the Kyrian is like, you get to go and just battle shit around. Like, I think that's one of the best features that was in WildStar, and I think it's an awesome feature that they're adding to Shadowlands.
Nice WildStar reference. I like it. Dude,
WildStar you gotta admit, they had some sick next level like ideas.
Makes me sad whenever I think about it, man. I don't want to think about it.
I miss you, Frost. Yeah, so I think mixing that with like the whole what is it? What do they call it? The pillar shit, where like you charge up these little pillar things.
What was that called? I don't know. It's like you get to redirect the flow of anima and like power up certain areas to do
yeah. But eventually you fix the whole fucking land, and it kind of makes it so that Asmongold said this, that it makes it so that each zone, so the Venthyr zone is a giant garrison.
Yeah, right.
where it's like you're transforming the zone as you're going through. And that seems so fucking cool to me that like as you're doing world quests, it's like, whatever, I'm doing world quests. It's like stupid shit content, whatever. Kill 5 of these, bring it 5 of these, like, you know, go fucking transfer this dude somewhere. But then it's like eventually you like put anima in these things. And it's like the zone literally changes as the more you do content. I think that's the coolest fucking thing in World of Warcraft, like when it comes to like world environment.
Yeah, and one thing that that sounds dope. Like speaking of garrisons, like one worry, I guess, like I kind of have, and I've heard people have, is like, well, if you're a part of the Venthyr and you're powering up your zone, you're doing everything in your zone, like, is there ever a reason to go to a different zone, or are you just stuck in Venthyr all the time? Which is like, okay, yeah, that would kind of, you know, that'd be kind of weird. Like that was what was weird about the garrison. It's like the garrison's cool, but you never leave. You're there forever, man.
That's a real concern. That's true.
I've already seen like examples of like quests and world quests and stuff where it's like, no, you got to go to Maldraxxus, bro. Like you got to go do stuff over there. And it's like you got to go everywhere.
Oh, right, yeah.
There's like emissaries basically where it's like, no, you got to do stuff not here, dude. Go over there and do stuff. You know, like so they're trying to get you out of the zone also. So that's cool. It's like a nice little mix. You're powering up your own place, but you're also encouraged to go other places. So I like it. And maybe
that's a real last concern. He did say you start and end there, so
yeah, maybe you like your place, and then like you go do some world quests over there, and you're like, wait, this place is sick. Wait, I want to change covenants. I want to be here. You know, it's like there's some cool options.
The one concern I have is that you're building up your place, and your place is going to be dope. Is every other place just going to be shit? Like, so they just stay shit. That would be kind of weird. But I guess the whole idea is that, you know, you're leveling up yours, you get to experience your whole Venthyr thing, and then you jump on fucking Zachi 2, and you go do the whole Kyrian thing and level up that Bastion, all that. So
yeah, you're kind of sort of encouraged to have alts because there's like an actual different story that you could experience on different characters, because like it's kind of been not like it's all been one, everybody does the same mainstream storyline, like there's no differences, you know. You get to choose your Sylvanas path, which doesn't actually change anything, but this is like no, if you don't join this covenant, you don't even see these quests ever. You don't know what's going on over here. You get to do the little stuff, but you get to see the whole zone, but you don't get to experience the big thing at the end, you know, the big party.
And what's cool is that what he had mentioned is that there's obviously going to be catch up mechanics so you can be a part or whatever. But I really hope that there's not a lot of catch up mechanics for the cosmetic shit and, you know, the shit that doesn't matter, because I think there's something awesome about if you're the Venthyr, like what he said is like, if you know you're rocking the Venthyr, you're getting all this shit, you got all these renowned rewards, all these milestones, you're like busting ass, and then you come out with like you look like a vampire at the fucking end of it, dude. Like you got the vampire cape and the weird hair and all that shit, dude. Like, you know, like you come out a vampire. And I think it would be kind of weird to have catch up mechanics that like encourage you to like just wait. And then it's like, all right, now I can just go and get all the shit from everywhere. I love the idea of being like, I stuck with the Venthyr from the goddamn start, and I'm crushing to get all this content done so I can get all the little extra niceties. Yeah,
right. The non-power stuff. Yeah, for sure. You get the mount before anybody else because you were Venthyr from day one. You know,
exactly.
Like,
yep.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And he also mentioned, though, that there's probably not going to be any allied races. Not him. I think that was the other dude with Hazel. Mentioned that there's not going to be any allied races because it just don't fucking make sense in Shadowlands.
Right. Oh, wait. What are you saying?
So one of the questions that they got asked is, are there going to be new allied races? And he said probably not because it just don't make no damn sense.
Yeah, because they're dead.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, yeah, they might look. Well, okay. I have a weird kind of. I kind of have a weird lore theory going on here. So
all right.
Yeah, I mean,
should I get my tinfoil?
A little bit of a weird segue. So it's something that we both noticed going through the Shadowlands. Is maybe it's coincidence and Blizzard's just saving resources or whatever, but
okay.
like almost every single model in Shadowlands, like character model, NPC model, the gargoyles, the bosses, the everything is like almost like a reskin, a reshaping, a whatever of a model that's already in the game. Yeah, and it's like it's not just a few. It's like every single one. And you're like, wait, this guy looks like Gahoon, kind of like a lot like Gahoon, like exactly like Gahoon.
It is Gahoon.
Like, and then like these gargoyle dudes, like they look a lot like the Nathrazim dudes, like Varamathras and whatever. They look a lot like, not even just a little bit, like exactly the same model. And like it's like, damn. And then now that I know the Nathrazim or whatever, they actually do have a connection with the Shadowlands. And it's like, well, maybe old gods have it. It's like you start to think like, wait, all of these things I could conceivably have either come from Shadowlands in the beginning, like that's where they came from, or like there's just a different connection, with the Shadowlands and like Azeroth than we think. So like I don't know how that all comes together, but like,
yo, I'm fucking lost, dude. I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Me neither, dude.
So you're saying that maybe the vampires ended up being Varamathras, which is a demon, or he's part of the Legion? Yeah.
I'm saying some weird stuff right now, dude. That's all I'm saying. Okay,
bro. I don't know.
There's a connection in the lore. Like the Nathrazim are like the Tichondrius, like that kind of guy, where it's like a Dreadlord. There you go. They first of all, they look exactly like the gargoyle dudes. Like it's the same model. They have wings. Everything's the same. They just are like stone or whatever. But the Nathrazim are like known to have a connection with the Shadowlands before we ever even knew what the Shadowlands were. And like the Helm of Domination and whatever, and like Argus and all that type of stuff. And like death and whatever. So we already knew they had a connection with this stuff. So now it's like, okay, do the Dreadlords look like that because of the Shadowlands, or do the Gargoyles look like that because of the Dreadlord? Like, what's going on? Maybe it's coincidence.
Oh, you're saying that like if one of the fucking vampire dudes come out of the Shadowlands, they might look different.
Yeah, or like the Venthyr dudes look a lot like Night Elves.
Yes.
Okay. Or Nightborn or whatever.
Nightborn, I would have said, yeah.
So maybe that's just what you look like when you die as a Night Elf, or maybe that's where the Night Elves came from, dude. Okay. See what I'm saying?
Then why don't we look different when we're down there? I don't fuck. Anyways, okay, dude. Listen, this is some tinfoil hat shit.
Weird. Hey, yeah.
I like tinfoil hat things. I just, I think that every expansion just reuses models. Like,
yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know how to really like go from the gargoyles becoming a dreadlord, unless you're trying to say like maybe there's some type of illusion going on.
Dude, I don't know, man. And freaking Sire Denathrius, dude, the Venthyr, like the lead guy, he has the same model as a Draenei. So it's like, what is going on? Like, why did they what? Why does he have like goat legs? It's like, dude.
Why does he?
And then like the bosses, like they look like the Arakoa. Like there's weird stuff. I think it's more than a coincidence. I'm hoping that it's more of a coincidence. So I don't know. It's just something I'm noticing, dude. It might be some really cool lore reveals. That's another thing with this expansion, dude. Is like the lore is just absurd. And we talked about it before on here, but Jesus, and like just crazy stuff going on you never would expect. And like,
I still want to know what I want to know what happens with time. I still want to know what happens with time.
Yeah, like that's a weird one.
Because what you're saying could be crazy, like because like the whole gargoyle dreadlord thing could be like, yeah, when you're down there for 1,000,000 years and it feels like a day, that's what you end up morphing into a different thing.
Yeah.
Oh, anyways, dude, fuck that idea.
The fact that whatchamacallit, they just came out and said that the jailer, like the big bad guy in Shadowlands, is supposed to be like on the same level as a Titan, or like above the level of the Titans or something. Like he's just like ridiculously powerful. Like what? I didn't expect that, dude. Like they're talking about like a.
So when did they say that though? How did they bring that up?
I think it was an Ian interview or something. I don't remember where exactly which interview it was.
Because I would just like to hear how he said it. Like, if he said like that, you know, he basically is on the level of a Titan. Maybe he is a Titan, or maybe he was a Titan and now is whatever. Maybe that was Argus, and Argus, this is like, again, a million years goes by in the Shadowlands. So now the jailers, you know, I don't know. Anyways,
I don't know.
I'd like to know how he would say that. But we're gonna fucking find out, dude. We're gonna find out. Like, we're gonna find out most of this shit next fucking week on Wednesday, bro.
Really?
No, it's a beta next week.
So, dude, like, raid testing's coming out in like less than a month. Apparently.
Oh my god, we're gonna
see the raid, dude.
I am so excited for the raid. Like, all right, so I'm gonna give you my timeline of excitement. Can I do that for a second?
All right.
Okay, so my timeline of excitement was I ended BFA round Ajara, not ended, but basically was like, all right, this is it. I'm not feeling it. So my excitement was at an all-time low. Low. And then it stayed there. Then we got Alpha, and I was like, oh, it's cool to have Alpha, but fuck, I'm not really excited still. And then we got the dungeons, and I was like, oh, all right, excitement's a little bit cool, whatever. And then I started seeing how the classes fell, and I'm like, oh shit. And then Blizzard starts changing things that we asked for, and I'm like, okay, all right. Yeah. And then I seen how I just seen how the legendary fucking dude crafts his shit. I was like, this is fucking amazing. And then the raid test is coming out, and I was like, this dungeon looks like Castlevania. Oh my god. Like, I'm telling you right now, I am as hyped as I was for Legion at this point.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking excited.
I'm with you, dude. And
I wasn't, dude. I'm like, right now, if you were like, yo, let's go raid, let's go do some like Nazalth, dude, Nyalotha, I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't want to do that. But I am so hyped for Shadowlands, and it's not like it's real shit, dude. I'm so excited to see what's going on with the Covenants and like I said, the legendaries, and I'm fucking excited. Let's talk about the legendaries real quick.
Okay.
Let's talk about the legendaries. So the thing what's that?
They explained a little more. They showed like the UI kind of how it might work.
Yes, and I was just trying to pull that up so I can actually like really go over it. You posted it in the there it is.
But the gist of it is that you got to craft the piece, whatever it is, bracers, a helmet, doesn't matter what it is, and it doesn't have the power on it yet, but you make like a legendary piece with like professions, literally like professions. You get the legendary piece, and like that's the only type of item that you can put legendary powers on. So you like go to the runecrafter guy, whatever. They're like being all secretive about who that is. You go to him, you're like, here's my piece, here's the power that I want on it, and also here's the stats I want on it. And he's like, hey, thanks. You got the currency? All right, cool, let's do it. Boom, there's your legendary that you just customized entirely. That's dope, dude.
Yeah, it's so dope. The fact that like, and it so in the little GIF that they showed, it shows them dropping basically like the big ability that you get from there. So it's like, all right, you get 2 extra heroic leaps, whatever. And then it's like you just click the button. And it's like, all right, since you already have the rune of haste or the whatever of fucking mastery, it's like, what stats do you want? And that is just like, dude, the fact that they're allowing you to legit pick the type of legendary you want to have, which slot you want to have it in, what stats you want to be on that. There couldn't have been a better way for them to make this. This is as good as it possibly could get for being able to create your own item. It's so perfect.
They went to the total other end of the spectrum from Legion. They said, hey, yeah, we heard you like this part of Legion Legendary, so we're keeping that. And we heard you didn't like this long list of things. We're fixing every single one of those. It's like, what? Whoa, dude! Like, what?
Yeah. Oh my god. But you will be upset to hear. I don't know, because there's no confirmation on this. That again, in that interview that I posted with the Asmongold Reacts to, is they talked about that they want you to be doing all of the game. So you know what that means. To get some type of legendary piece, you might have to do some PvP.
No.
I'm just saying you might. I'm not saying that you have to. I'm just saying, like, he was like, they're like, well, how are you going to acquire these? They're like, you're going to acquire it from Torghast. You're going to acquire it from PvP. You're going to acquire it from World Stuff. And I was like, oh, Zax is going to die.
Yeah. They said, like, before you get the piece, you know what you need to do to acquire it. So it's like, you get like a little laundry list kind of thing, like essences, where it's like well, you got to do this to get this power. So it's like that sounds cool because it's like, okay, I know exactly how to get the power that I want, but they might hide that behind some content that I don't want to do.
Fuck! Why do I have to do it? I'm scared. But if I can live with that for this system. Like, for me, obviously, I don't mind that at all, but I'm trying to look at it through your perspective. Like, if I have to do a few battlegrounds to get one little piece that goes into the thing, not the end of the world for someone like you, right? Like, it's like, at least at least it's not like I have to do battlegrounds, my arenas, my Mythic Plus, the raids, and all my world quests to get a chance to get some legendary that I have no fucking idea what it's gonna, that's what it was in Legion.
Like, in Legion. And then like they kind of compared it to how essences worked in 8.2. So it's like you know exactly what you need to do to get the rank 3 or whatever. So I'm just hoping that, if
are there ranks?
No, I'm talking about essences rank 3. So if there is a PvP one where it's like you got to do PvP to get this legendary power, it's like if it's like you win 10 battlegrounds, that's okay. But what happened
get 2200 rated?
What happened in 8.2 was you got to win 4,000 battlegrounds. It was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, how'd you come up with that amount of honor? Like, why do I have to be a PvP god to get this thing? It's like, where did this come from, dude? So and I'm hoping they kind of figure that whole thing out too, which I mean, sounds like they're figuring stuff out, so why not? They
said the majority. So the reason why the question was even asked was because the person asked, was Hazel asked if people who want to PvP, do they have to do PvE content? And he was saying the vast majority of the legendary shit is coming from Torghast. So whatever it is, maybe it might be all of it. That guy really sound like, I don't want to be disrespectful to Blizzard. That guy sounded like they threw him on an interview he was not prepared for and hasn't worked on this game for 5 years. That's what that guy sounded like. No disrespect. It's just that's what maybe he was tired, whatever. But he was saying like, the vast majority is going to come from Torghast, which I think everyone can be kind of happy about. The people who only want a PvP, probably not so happy about that, but whatever. I don't think it's that bad, because you only have to fill up a little bar and then you don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah, and I don't care who you are, dude. I don't care what content you like in WoW. You're gonna like Torghast.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, but like
that's maybe what he said too, which was so funny.
Bro,
he was like, so good. He was like, so yeah, the PvPers are gonna have to do Torghast to be able to get the best gear, but they're gonna want to do Torghast. It's like okay,
dude. That's such a stark turnaround from BFA, dude. That's like
they're gonna want to do Warfronts.
Yeah. Imagine them saying that, and then
Jesus Christ. So Todd just came in with the hot. What if we're in? What if we're in Shadowlands and then we come out to better graphics and WoW 2? So it's like, boom. Now this is how we segue to World of Warcraft 2 because we actually went back in time. Oh shit!
I would lose my mind.
And then we go on a whole different timeline. Anyways, I think that's way conspiratorial. I have mentioned something like that in the past. I've gotten flack for mentioning something like that in the past.
Yeah, we want WoW 2 bad.
Yeah. So what do you think, if there's anything, what do you think is going to get people to play Shadowlands? Like what? Like new? Like not new people, but returning people. Do you think they're doing enough to like kind of reinvigorate the hype and get people to come back in at least for 1 or 2 tiers?
Yeah, I think people are gonna hear about Torghast and they're gonna be like, "What? they can do that? That sounds dope. I'm gonna come back just for that." So I think Torghast is gonna be pretty huge. I think people who played Legion or BFA and quit because of like the state of the game, I think they're gonna hear all the things that like they fixed, so to speak, with Shadowlands, where they're like, there's the good part of legendaries, but there's not the bad part. Like, you quit because of the bad part, come back for the good part. You know, it's like they hear like, oh, there's no Titan forging, which every time I remember that, it baffles my mind. But yeah, there's no Titan forging. You're like, oh, I'm back, dude. I hated Titan forging. That's all I needed. I'm back, baby. Let's go. Yeah, there's no Azerite gear. Oh, let's go. Yeah, there's no corruption. There's no, whatever. It's like
you can target your legendary. What? What do you mean?
It's almost like the things like what's gonna bring people back to Shadowlands is things that are missing, which is like a weird turnaround where it's like instead of things being added to the game, like a new thing, like Torghast is going to do that, but I feel like it's mostly going to be like, I'm coming back to WoW because you got rid of Titan forging, because you got rid of islands, because you got rid of AP, because you got rid of legendary RNG.
To be fair,
it's like kind of a funky thing.
That's the mythic rating. I don't know. That's the mythic rating community. So like,
sure.
What about the other people? Like, because like I'm trying to think of like, all right, like the hype machine, right? The hype machine of World of Warcraft. In Legion, you were fighting like you had Illidan again. Like Illidan was back. You could be Illidan. You could be a fucking demon hunter, dude. Like, they talked about the artifact weapons. Like you could take Thunder Fury and shove it up another dude's ass. Like. I mean, I don't
remember that part.
I don't remember that either. Sorry about that. That was a little bit over the top. I get like that sometimes.
What video was that?
Let me link it.
No.
But yeah, so there's like the new class. You had the legendaries. You had the whole freaking the atrocity that was Warlords of Draenor. Like you're coming out of that. They're moving away from Garrison. Like. So there was a lot of hype just around all from casual all the way up to the top level. And I'm trying to figure out like, because BFA tried to ride on that hype and it fucking flopped. Like it flopped. Like, because the hype was like, dude, Legion was sick. BFA is going to be sick. People played BFA. It was not sick. So like, what is like that hype gonna like? How can you compete with Illidan, Demon Hunter, legendaries, artifact weapons? Like, how do you compete with that shit?
I think the actual thing that might get the most amount of players to come back might be that cinematic, bro. That Lich King Sylvanas cinematic where
with the breaking of the fucking
alone, I'd be like, huh?
Yeah.
I gotta see this, dude. And then like that draws you in, and you see all the other stuff. Like that might be the big like, what are they doing? If they start showing commercials of that.
Todd said, he said the thing that's gonna get people back is hosting banger swag parties.
True. Yeah.
That's so fucking funny. But that's what I'm saying is like, so you think so
because that cinematic was crazy.
You're thinking it's not gameplay that's gonna like drive the hype. It'll keep it going, but you think the thing that's gonna be like, all right, now I gotta go see what the fuck happened. It's gonna be that cinematic and like basically going into Ice Crown again and
because I mean I think that like it's gonna be like the cinematic gets like people who are clueless, like gets them interested, and then if people are like they kind of know about WoW but like they start watching a stream, I feel like the thing that's going to get people to be like, damn, I want to try this game, watching a streamer is probably like Torghast. They're like, like in Torghast and they're like, this is crazy. Look what I'm doing. They're like, I want to do that. They're like, oh, this is the game. This looks sick. I just want to do this. And then they find out there's like way more to the game. I feel like that could work. And then like people who are actually have experience with WoW before will be like, oh, damn, they're actually fixing the game, Like they're actually, I remember that sucked. They fixed that. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna play again.
So I'm of the mindset that they're doing so much shit that is going to keep WoW players extremely happy. It's going to keep you and I extremely happy. DJ Stinky, shout outs to DJ Stinky, you know. They're going to keep him super happy. They're going to keep all the people that are playing WoW on a rotating, you know, a revolving door. They're going to keep those people super happy. I don't think there's a fucking thing in here that gets people who are unhappy with the game to come back. That's my cynical, my thought. I don't think there's a goddamn thing that is like, if you're not in the WoW, like I still don't think you can beat Illidan Demon Hunters, artifact weapons. I just don't think you can beat that. Like, I don't think that they're going to be able to drive the hype, because on a surface level, that's all you got to think is a surface level. It's like you're going into a new zone. It's a dope ass zone. So that probably like, so it's not a new zone, right? Because you're not just going to a new, you know, you're not just going to a new place that looks whatever. Like, you're going to the fucking underworld. That might get some people. So that is kind of cool. But like, I don't see a lot on the surface. It is going to be a great fucking game. Don't get it twisted. I just don't see anything on the surface that is like going to take someone like the Boop Bop a Doop and be like, I'm going to give this a go again.
Yeah, they're really
outside
not
of
like,
it's another WoW expansion and everyone wants to play exactly.
They're not shaking up the formula, you know. It's still the same formula. They're just like making it a little better. It's not WoW.
Making it a lot better. It's going to be great, but
yeah, I'm just saying it's not like WoW 2. They're not like totally starting over, having a different meta or whatever. Like, it's basically the same thing. It's all the same classes.
Like, you know, like, I'm just throwing out random idea. This is just so I can give you like a perspective of what I'm thinking about. Like, it's not like they're saying like you can now on the character on the character creation screen, like, you can pick to be Thrall, Jaina, Illidan, to be a mate, you know, then there's one for each one. If they said some shit like that, then that on the surface level is like, holy fuck, now I'm going to try this game again because I can literally be Thrall. I can literally be Jaina. I can literally, like, that would be something that I'm saying is like that crazy pull, right? That's what they did with the whole Demon Hunter thing. Like, you could be fucking that is insane. Like, you're not going to get a legendary. You're getting an artifact weapon. You're getting some shit that nobody else can have. Everyone else had it, but you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like when it comes to acquiring new players or getting people that don't like the game back, I think they're kind of missing a little bit there. And hopefully Torghast and the new raid, the dungeons, the Mythic Plus, the World First Race, hopefully that stuff can build up the hype, you know, and let people know that it is going to be an amazing game. It's just, I feel like it is missing that surface level grab.
Yeah,
I digress.
Right. I don't even, wow, what could they even really do? It's a tough one. They probably try real hard to do stuff like that. And then they're like, that's cool, but it wouldn't work. Maybe the name Shadowlands is just cool enough, you know?
Yeah, true. And maybe that collector's edition fucking cover. Oh, that is no. You're right. Yeah. No. All right, I'll take that back. I totally washed over the level squish, like, because that is big. Like, you're going back to 60. Like, that's pretty fucking cool. And then the whole new character experience with the Exiled Reach and stuff like that. I think in the way that you can play through expansions. Okay, that has some real like surface level grab to it. When you're like, hey, if you want to level up a new character, you can do it all through Wrath of the Lich King again, all through Burning Crusade again. All right, okay, yeah. So that is a surface level grab that's pretty powerful, I think.
And weirdly enough, I wouldn't be surprised if classic WoW actually like ends up bringing a lot of players to Shadowlands. Like, people who wouldn't ordinarily play it, they're like,
do you think it's gonna?
I got a sub already, you know. I might as well try it. I like WoW. Why don't I try this out? Who knows?
I think it's going to. I think anyone who's playing Classic right now, a new WoW, because think about that, right? Before, you were playing on a private server, vanilla WoW, and it wasn't the Blizzard polish none of those servers had the Blizzard polish, right? And then you also had the barrier to entry, which is you have to buy the game and then pay the $15, whatever. This was like, you're already paying $15. You don't have to do anything else other than just like buy the game. And now you get to play a whole new version of the game that you love. I think that it really does. Yeah, you're right about that too. Like, I think Classic is going to lead to ultimately more subs from that side of it.
This is definitely feeling like a more of a Legion. Has like a Legion excitement for sure.
Yes.
That category of like, ooh, there's okay, they're doing cool stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I was speaking of being like Legion, dude. I had a little observation that I thought was kind of interesting.
Okay.
Because I was trying to sum up like, okay, so we got these new legendaries, we got the soulbinds, we got the sanctums, we got the conduits. Like, what is all this stuff? I was trying to think of how to summarize it like really quick. I was going through and I was like, all right, so the legendaries, they're like Legion legendaries. If you play that, it's the same kind of idea. It's a piece of gear, has a power, cool. Soulbinds, never heard of those before, but soulbinds are like Legion artifact traits. So it's like little traits. They're not game changing, but they like improve your character a little bit. They're little baseline things. It's cool, not ridiculous. And then there's the conduits. That's like within your soulbind, but conduits are like Legion artifact relics. So it's like a thing that you get to choose that's within the trait, and you get to spice things up a little bit. That's the three major systems in Soul and Shadowlands, and the most direct comparison I could think of for them were all Legion stuff, man. This is Legion 2.0. I swear.
And the covenants are the class order halls.
Yeah, I thought about that. I was like, it's kind of a stretch, but like,
that's so true. Dude, hell yeah.
This is really feeling like Legion 2.0. Like,
Team B coming in fucking hot again.
Yeah. Like,
that's cool, man. Yeah. Except it's legendaries, but better. It's right. It's artifact traits, but it's not that you're going to get all the traits at some point, so it doesn't really fucking matter. They actually matter, so that's better. Like, the relics are like, they don't get destroyed when you want to change them. It's fucking better, dude. Way better. Like, yeah, it's like Legion, but better.
Right. It might.
This is the expansion that should have came after Legion.
Yeah, for real.
Damn it. They fucked up with BFA, Zax.
It's so sad, actually, thinking about it. Like,
oh my god.
Man. When do you think they didn't give a so we got beta next week.
Yep.
Raid testing toward the end of the month. At the end of July. When do you think do you have a date prediction, release date prediction, dude?
Yep, I do. So hold on. So gotta shut my door. Hold on. Woo! All right. So I just heard dogs start barking. Okay. So check it
or something like that.
So listen. I feel like fall means December. That's what I feel. I feel like everyone is saying no December. I feel like fall means December. And if that is true, because they just don't have enough fucking time, dude. They literally can't put it out in 2 fucking months, 3 months. They just can't do that. Like, that's not, like, there's just not enough time to test the shit. Mm-hmm. But if they have till December, whatever, 1 or 2 weeks into December, it's gonna suck for the Blizzard team. I think the whole idea is like, they never want to put it out in December because they don't want to have to work, whatever. But this whole COVID-19 shit like really fucked everything up. So this might be just the exception that they just have to do, right? Now, if it is December, that means the fucking pre-patch is coming in November for sure. 4 weeks beforehand, gives people a month to figure shit out, gives them a month to drive up that fucking hype. I really think that it's going to be December. I think November is when we're going to get the pre-patch. December is when we're going to get launch. And I think they're going to wait till after Christmas, after all the holidays. And that's when we're going to get the first raid. So it's going to be like probably 4 weeks. So it'll be like maybe second week of January or some shit is when we'll get the first raid. That's what I think.
You're saying like as
let the
late
record
as
show.
Possible, pretty much.
I'm saying as late as possible. Yeah. I'm saying fall was a clever way to say not next year. That's what I think.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Because it seems like kind of feels like they're behind schedule maybe, and they're getting delayed by all this stuff. So maybe it is better, even if they, I don't know, maybe it is better they do it as late as possible.
Because think about it, like they wanted to do this meeting, and they're like, well, we don't want to take over the Black Lives Matter thing or whatever, which could be true. I'm not saying it's not true. It could have something to do with it, or they could have just been not fucking prepared to have that goddamn meeting. Is all I'm saying, and they had to push it back a month because. Yeah. Maybe a week or two would fine. They pushed it back a month. So So I'm thinking that that they're just a little bit behind, but that don't matter because they were planning on releasing it in August or September. I feel it was going to be like a September release, and now we're just we're basically a month, 2 months behind. But no harm, no foul. Put out a good ass fucking game. Don't put it out too early. Everyone will understand.
Yeah. All right, I got a crazy prediction.
Okay.
So I'm buying in really heavy to the they don't want to put out an expansion or a raid like near like directly on Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Yep.
I'm buying really heavy into that. Maybe it's just dead wrong. So I'm thinking they're gonna put this out in October, dude. That's my bet.
October.
I think they want to put it out in like.
Do you think they're going to release the expansion in 2 months?
It's 3 months.
Well, so not October 1st, you're saying?
I said late October. So I'm thinking.
So that means we get pre-patch.
They want to avoid
in September.
I could care less about pre-patch, but yeah, I guess so. So like I think I'm buying heavy into they don't want to like release this shit during holidays. So I think they're gonna try to get it out in October so that we're somehow like they're gonna try to get it so that like you're not raiding. I don't know. I think they just want to avoid raiding during Christmas as much as possible.
We wouldn't be raiding during Christmas. Either way. Huh? We wouldn't be raiding during Christmas either way.
Yeah, I'm just saying they do it. They try to do it before than you're saying they do it after Christmas. I'm saying they do it like way before. That's my hunch. Well,
either way, we're gonna be here. We're gonna be making content. We're gonna be making podcasts every goddamn Friday. Yeah. Good fucking talk, excited, bro. Dude.
Huh?
Good fucking talk.
Yeah, dude. Hopefully we get some more information. This beta is about to be lit. We're about to be putting out videos all the time. I've only got 4 specs done, but I'm going to be pumping them out, dude.
Yeah, but those videos are good. They're good videos.
We're going to get like raid guides out like real quick, dude. That's about to start. Oh, it's about to ramp up real fast, dude.
Yes, I'm actually excited. We're gonna be really busting out some work. We got those things coming up. Zach's got a new class guide that's coming up. It's a surprise on which one it is. The next thing is we got the dungeon Spires of Ascension. That one's going to be coming out in the next couple days. And then we also got the tank comparison video that's also coming out in the next couple days.
Hell yeah.
Anything else you want to say to the bros?
I don't know. Check out our stuff on Icy Veins too. See how things are going to look over there because you're about to see us everywhere. So, all
right, guys.
You know where to find us.
Love you all. Denis.
See ya.
See you guys. Bye.